Hello everyone, my name is Vaishnavi Umeshnav Deshmukh. Today topic is data type and today date is 14/2022. Data types is specified into different size and value is stored into the variables. There are two types of data types, primitive data types and non-primitive data types. The primitive data types is the data types which is the content exact size in is called as the primitive data types. There are example of the primitive data types: double, int, float, long, shorts, bytes. This is the example of primitive data types. And non-primitive data types, the data types which is the exact does not contains is called as the non-primitive data types. There are example of the non-primitive data types is string, class, array, interface. This is the non-primitive data types. There are different types of the primitive data types. Boolean data types. The Boolean data types is there are only two values of the Boolean data types, true and false. The Boolean data types it is the flags and take a true and false value. Example of the Boolean data types: Booleans once equals to false. This is the example of Boolean data types. Then byte data types. Byte data types it is the primitive data types. The value range of the byte data type is plus 128 to minus 127. This is the value of the byte data types. The minimum value of the byte data type minus 128 to maximum 127. Its default value is 0. Short data types. Short data types is the segment of the complement of the interface is 16 bit of the data types in short data types. Then in long data types, the long data types is the 64 bytes of the data types is used to the range of the value between, and this is long data types. Then in character data types is the 16 bits of the character data types only in the short characters. Then in data types only in the integer value into in data types 2 bytes of the data types and 16 bits of the data types. Then in float data types into 32 bits of the bytes, and then in precious of the unlimited it is the default is 0.0f. And double data types, the double data types is precious into the unlimited, and it is the default value is 0.0d. Non-primitive data types, the non-primitive data types is reference type. It's called as the reference type of the object. The difference between of the non-primitive data types, the non-primitive data types is null and primitive data types is cannot. And non-primitive data types is the uppercase and primitive data type is the lowercase. Non-primitive data type is the method calls and primitive data type is the can't. And primitive data types is the depends on the data type, that is the data types.